He's such a sweetheart. That maybe he is. But he's also kind of vicious. You know, I feel like those are the attributes of a kitten. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Oceanborn. It is ByuN, the kitten Terran. His opponent in the lower right-hand corner. What, is he going to be the mouse in this situation? Are we in a Tom and Jerry ass match right now? In the lower right, it's Wayne. Or maybe he's the dog. And he's going to come in here and bark, bark, bark. And ByuN. Could be. Could do it. ByuN's going to open with his signature 2 racks. Signature 2 racks Reaper. We love to see it. I mean, this has been the ByuN build for a while. It's a very strong opening. It's a very versatile one. And as less people start to use it, I've noticed more and more of the Korean players going back to like Hellion openers. I think Hellion openers did get a inadvertent bit of a buff with the Cyclone change. I don't know. I like that ByuN is still sticking with this. It adds some variety to his play and to this matchup. When you get to cast him, we get to see him like busting out the 2 racks Reaper. And I don't know. It's not just the same opening as everybody else. It's also got that variety. He can add the 3rd racks. He can go into a 4 racks Marine thing after this. He could even just build 5 Reapers instead of 3. It looks like we're going to see just 2 Reapers here. Even less Reaper commitment here out of ByuN in this game. Now, it's important to note Wayne just showed us against Jason how dangerous he is with some cheeky early game builds. And ByuN, I don't think is scouted at all. So this Reaper scout is very important. Now, this game we're not seeing anything in here. But again, Wayne has a number of builds up his sleeves. We've seen him, you know, 1 base early pool into roaches, 2 base into roaches, 3 base into roaches. We just saw him 2 base Muta off the back of an attempted Baneling bust. A lot of options here for Wayne. He has a lot of builds up his sleeves. He plays, I don't know, he has kind of an aggressive dark-like play style. ByuN's going to be able to get 2 drones there and get both of these Reapers out. God, the micro is insane. Great start to this for ByuN. I'm getting major deja vu casting this. Did I cast this last week? Now that I'm thinking about it. I feel like a lot of these quarterfinals end up being pretty much the exact same every week. I know Hero Clem happened. Reapers dive back in. They're going to get a 3rd drone kill and continue to scout what's going on in the base of Wayne, which really isn't anything right now, but this is so limiting to Wayne, and it's going to make it so hard for him to try to do any of those kind of cheekier builds where maybe you're expecting to not get scouted, that kind of thing. But if he tries to do an X game, he's going to know that ByuN's going to have the ability to scout pretty much anything in the entire world. Oh, Overlord has been spotted. It's going to be shoved away here. Wayne not moving that back onto the pedestal. Oh, he's going to scan. I mean, forcing the scan there is nice at least. Sees a big group of Marines. The follow-up here for ByuN was a 3 racks follow-up. No factory on the way, no healing at all. But stim and combat shields both getting pretty close to finishing as these Marines move across the map. And link speed's not quite done yet. There's no Bane Nest. There's going to be a lot of stim combat shielded Marines. And I'm pretty sure ByuN's just going to force a cancel on this 3rd base. Like, if he just goes for this, he gets this, right? The Spine Crawlers are way back here. ByuN is, he's waiting. Stim is finally done. Combat shields is, 10 seconds away from being finished. Looks like Wayne's going to try to keep the base alive, moving one of these Spine Crawlers forward. The second one is now done. The Queens are here. There's the big stim out of ByuN. There's a handful of Lings as well. He dives into range of that Spine Crawler. I think he's got to pull back out of range. Ooh, I don't know, man. The Queens are dead. The Spine Crawlers, they can't move a second big stim here. Now the drones are forced to be pulled. And this follow-up for ByuN. I thought he was going to try to kill the 3rd, but he's just going to try to kill Wayne. 12 drones going down, not to mention 2 Spine Crawlers being made. Those are so useless later. Oh my god, it's a target fire from ByuN. 18 drones. The entire natural just demolished. And Wayne, realizing he's on 20 workers after that, he just doesn't have anything but the lings that are in production, and he just immediately taps out. GG. Damn. And just like that, ByuN takes game number 1. ByuN with a very aggressive build, really trying to take advantage of what he scouted with the Reapers, right? If Wayne had been going for something with a Roach Warren, if he had been, I don't know, really pumping queens, and it's hard to say. It's hard to say what you do there as Wayne. I don't know what Wayne's specific game plans were. Obviously, the Reapers getting some drone kills early on really help as well, being very annoying, but also doing some economic damage, making it just that much harder for Wayne to mount a defense. And despite scouting it, he really wasn't able to do anything about it. I'll see what we have in store for us in game 2. If it's that aggressive again out of our Terran player, in the lower left-hand corner, this time of a Hecate, it is ByuN, the Shopify Rebellion. His opponent in the upper right-hand corner for Starlight Twinkle, it's the Red Zerg player, Wayne. And oh boy, Wayne says, you know what? Screw your Reapers. Screw your Stim Marines. I'm going to proxy hatch you. Remember earlier when I was like, Wayne's kind of like Dark. Yeah, this is some Dark shit right here. I really do. I hope Wayne studies Dark's replays. And I feel like he could learn so much from Dark's play. I'm sure he does. Wayne's a very smart player, but he's just got so many of these kinds of builds ready to go. And I love it so much. Casting Wayne's always a blast because he's just gonna pull this stuff out. And ByuN, I mean, it's gonna be late to scout. I don't know when or if he's gonna see this. He did not SCV scout last game. He's not SCV scouting this game. It was gonna be up to the Reapers to spot the double gas opening. The creep spread's not going to get very close to these barracks, and I don't think there's any reason for ByuN to check over here for a proxy hatch. So I don't think this hatch is going to be scouted for a long time. Wayne's going to have plenty of time to build, I assume, yeah, roaches out of this base. Maybe a queen from this hatch, too. Obviously, he's on a pretty low drone count here, just 14, so he's mining a lot of gas right now. It's going to really delay his ability to build anything. But this is not a build that hits immediately. He has time. Again, this creep is just, it's just going to be a little out of range unless the Reapers happen to pad this way, which I don't think they will. ByuN's not going to get a scout on this. The first Reaper is out here, sees no base. ByuN might start scouting around. Oh, he sees the creep now. Sees the creep now, scouts the hatchery. He's going to build the bunker out front. He's recognized what kind of thing he's up against. I'm sure he knows it's going to be roaches. Those first 2 roaches are coming out. They're going to try to delay this bunker. And they will successfully do that. ByuN's just going to cancel it. I don't think that Tech Lab is going to stay alive for very long, despite the Reapers trying their best to keep it up. They're just trying to buy some time, maybe trim off some damage on these roaches. Wayne has a ton of gas in the bank. Maybe too much gas in the bank. But he can morph these Ravagers whenever he feels like it. Right now, he's just trying to bust the front with the roaches. The thing is, I think he's waiting for some of these roaches to get to low hit points before he morphs them. And yeah, there he goes, making that damage basically useless here out of ByuN. Wayne's really putting the pressure on. However, this wall is buying ByuN a lot of time. So now he's got the bunker up. He's got a good handful of units. He's going to move the barracks back, but not too far. And now Wayne's going to have to start pushing at the bunker. So that wall really buying ByuN a lot of time before he has to start the defense in earnest. I don't think there's a factory, so there's no Cyclone coming out. This is a big weakness, actually, of the 2 racks opener, is not having access to that higher tech earlier on. ByuN is just trying to build as many bunkers as possible, so even if one gets broken, he'll have backup ones to buy more time, because the more time ByuN buys, the better. He's ahead 10 workers right now, and while they're not all mining, he's going to have double mule as a possibility, and he's just going to be building as many units as possible. Concussive Shells is on the way. 3 more Ravagers morphing here for Wayne. Surprised he didn't go for a Queen down here to try to get some Creep Tumors out. But down goes that bunker. The Marauder lives. I think there were 2 Marines in there that died, though. This is getting a little spicy. There's 4 Overlords here as well, which feels a little bit dangerous for Wayne, but can give him some vision forward. Gonna dive forward. He's gonna take down yet another bunker. He's got enough Ravagers to one-shot these bunkers with the Biles. Oh, it's a very low Ravager. It's gonna get targeted down. ByuN deciding to dive forward here. Getting 1 Roach and I think 2 Ravagers there. But ByuN is gonna tap out. He has run out of army. And Wayne takes a game off of ByuN with a proxy hatch. Roach Ravager push. What a boss. You gotta love it. Wasn't expecting it. And I wasn't expecting it to win. I don't know, man. Wayne making that look pretty good against the 2 racks openers. See, I think against a factory, you know, the Cyclones start coming out. Maybe a Starport can go down. And you could get, like, Viking up to push the Overlords away. That kind of thing. Supply blocking. But with just the barracks, becomes a lot more difficult. And I don't know, Wayne finding a bit of a chink in the armor of ByuN's defenses with that build. Now let's hop into game number 3 and see who's going to close it out here, as we are tied up 1-1 on Alcyone. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner, it is Shopify's ByuN. Taking game 1, but getting cheesed out in game 2 by the proxy hatch. Starlight Twinkle in the upper right-hand corner, it is Wayne in the red. In the red pants. So happy Wayne pulled out that build. Shows us that, you know, he's got more tricks up his sleeves than you might think. ByuN getting caught off guard by it. And I think there is this funny thing that happens mostly with Terrans. Terrans tend to fall prey to this more often than I think Zergs or Protosses do, which is not scouting for those kinds of cheeses, not focusing on the scouting. As we've seen ByuN in the last 2 games, and probably will do it again this game, not going for an SCV scout. Actually, no, he did SCV scout in game 1. No, I don't think he did. It was Reaper scout in both games. I'm thinking of a previous series. But with no SCV scout, he doesn't have any chance of seeing that kind of stuff early. You know, imagine if he sees with the SCV scout the double gas in the spawning pool on the other side of the map and no hatchery. The Reapers are immediately going to go scout that hatch. He's going to have more time to get that first bunker down. It's a thing that a lot of the best Terrans don't scout for that kind of stuff, because usually they have the skills to defend it. But as we see, that's not always the case. And sometimes the lost mining from an SCV scout, and here we go, just ByuN, just a little bit of SCV scouting just to see what's right here. If there's a proxy hatch again, he scouts both sides. And even just that, I think, is a good choice there. Checking for maybe his one weakness with this opening. But Wayne seems to be macroing this game. He is going to be up against the 3 Reaper opening, as it looks like ByuN's going to start dropping those add-ons after the 3rd Reaper pops out here. And this is pretty standard ByuN play. Game 1, it was just the 2 Reapers into a very quick stim and combat shields. That really, I think, took Wayne by surprise. This game, ByuN going to be a little bit later to the stim and combat shields, just by building that 3rd Reaper. But he's going to have a ton of Marines, an absolute ton. Maybe a few tons. Could even be a metric ton. We'll have to see how many Marines it ends up being. 3 Reapers being annoying, though. as they were in game 1, killing a drone. They have 1 drone kill, 1 blink kill. Not a lot of damage, actually, considering the 2 Reapers in game 1 got like 4 drone kills. Wayne doing a better job defending on this map as he takes his 3rd base. But Stim's already on the way. ByuN is just going to be pumping out Marines here pretty soon. Kills the Overlord supply blocking Wayne for a little bit. That's annoying. Ooh, Marines coming across now. ByuN should be able to get out of there, though. Puts down the bunker. He's expecting something. Maybe just seeing those lings was enough, but Wayne's just droning. This bunker is actually not needed. ByuN was really expecting something. I think he did just see like the handful of lings coming. I was like, oh, he's hitting again. It's roaches again. Didn't get the scout in the main base. It shows you how important scouting is. That ByuN, with no confirmation here, just builds the bunker. He's like, I gotta play it safe. This could be another roach push with the lings. Now nothing's happening. I think he's starting to feel like, maybe I didn't need the bunker. Better safe than sorry, though. And he does have 5 Marines coming at a time. Stim and combat shields on the way. This is going to be a very similar push, it looks like, to the game 1 push, but it's going to hit quite a bit later, which means Wayne's going to be able to have a bunch of lings out. Bane Nest is going to be finished. It's going to make it a lot easier for Wayne to hold this off. Than it was in game 1, where it just straight up killed him. I think he has a better inkling of what's coming. And there is going to be a factory going down behind this for ByuN. So he'll be heading towards medevacs and the like. Wayne's going to get the scout off. The watchtower would have seen these Marines walking across the map. The Bane Nest is done, so he's got a few on the way. I think Wayne should be fine defending it this game, but we'll see if the micro works out for him. A lot of it can come down to those Baneling connections and how the splits are from ByuN. I don't know if this is enough Marines for ByuN, though. Wayne getting the surround. He can't split, and the Banelings are going to connect beautifully. Wayne absolutely clears that push. A fantastic job defensively by Wayne. He already had those lings out, already had the Banelings popping as those Marines pushed across the map. And now this bunker, it can't be repaired. The lings are going to kill it. I don't think Wayne can bust through this wall, but he could try to chew down this tech lab and reactor. Only 1 Bane. He's not busting anything. ByuN's building stuff behind it just in case, but I don't think Wayne really wants to kill that. He just wants to keep ByuN back, hurt his tech a little bit here, kill those add-ons. He's forced the factory to be in a weird spot. This is actually kind of terrible for ByuN. Like, this wall has turned into a monstrosity. He can move these barracks now, though. The tech labs and reactor are gone, so he can just move those. But Wayne's in a great spot. He can start droning up now. He's got a 4th base on the way. He's taking his double upgrades, taking his lair. He is a little bit lower on drones than I would have expected. A little late to hitting that drone key. I feel like he really could have been pumping drones while he was out here with the lings. And so that feels a bit unfortunate for him. As ByuN's macro is obviously impeccable. He's got a huge amount of workers. He's building double command center in his base, but obviously the 3rd base here for ByuN is going to be quite a bit late. And while he might be able to make up for it with a quick 4th, that's not going to come into effect for a long time. Wayne will have minutes upon minutes while he is ahead economically, and he's just going to be able to tech up for a while here. ByuN will have double medevac out, and he's going to be able to start putting some pressure out on the map. This is his saving grace right now because his 3rd is so late that he's going to be able to get that pressure on, and maybe he can do some damage to Wayne, who's still just on... you know what? Actually, that's 46 lings. All right. I thought it was going to be a small amount of lings. He's got quite a few, but ByuN's going to be able to cancel the 5th base. At least any damage ByuN can get right now is good, because that opening was not great for him. Wayne's just going to cancel the base. No problem. Wouldn't be surprised to see him trying to mine through this and maybe take a double expand. Good target fire on that Baneling there, but the Lings will be able to clean this up. That is a lot of Marines going down. I'm surprised ByuN hung out for that long. I actually think, despite the fact that the Marines there trade pretty decently against the Lings, keeping the Marines alive is actually generally better. So I'm a little surprised to see that ByuN let that fight go on for so long. Usually you'd kill a few Lings and then pick up before you lose anything. That did not go great for ByuN, though. The armor supplies are still very similar. His base is now mining, and Wayne never really got up to that big drone count I was expecting. I really feel like by now he could have been up to 75, 80 drones, no problem. But we just don't see that happening yet. ByuN's going to come back over here and try to force another cancel on this base. Well, the Lings and Banes are nearby. Oh, they ran the wrong way, though. I feel like Wayne needs to split a few of these back off up here. A little bit late to saving that base. He's going to be forced to cancel it again and put it back down. This time, ByuN doesn't lose anything in these medevacs and picks up and runs away. I love how defensive Wayne is already being over here. ByuN doesn't have anything down here, but Wayne is ready for it. He's ready for the multi-prong if ByuN starts going for it. He's got the creep spread pushing really far, actually, hitting mid-map all through the center and already spreading way down here. This will give him so much lead-up time if there is a drop coming this direction. And ByuN's just going to be forced to run away. Not really getting much done with these drops so far. Just a couple of cancels on a 5th base. But ByuN is expanding quite quickly behind this. So while, again, that 3rd base was a bit late, the 4th base was right behind it. So he's going to be able to take that pretty immediately. And right now, Wayne doesn't really have a way to come over here. I think he needs to send a drone down here and mine out these minerals. And maybe try to counterattack into the 4th base with Lings, but he doesn't know it's there. ByuN going to push through the middle here, take the watchtower. There are quite a few Lings and Banes nearby, but ByuN's in a kind of an annoying position. Yeah, but he's just going to lift up and get out of there. Wayne will be able to take the middle. But through all of this, Wayne is actually down quite a bit of supply here. ByuN is already at 176. The worker count is pretty close between them. That's going to be a good advantage for ByuN. I'm getting a little worried for Wayne here. Oh, man, and now he can't mine through these minerals because the Marines are behind them. Wayne does have a hive up. He's got Vipers on the way. He's hitting that drone key pretty hard as the 5th base is done, so he wants to get up to a high worker count. He's a little bit late, but going to be able to utilize that extra money coming in pretty soon. Wayne's 2-2 is also quite a bit ahead of ByuN's. So if ByuN waits for 2-2 to come out, that's going to give Wayne a long time to mine on 87 drones. His bank is going to be pretty big. It looks like ByuN might move out as he's hitting max now, but that's going to be a big anti-timing for him. His 2-2 is not done yet, and Wayne's, well, it's about to be. It's about to be. Wayne sees this move out. Great split there from Wayne. The Banelings are going to roll forward. ByuN not watching for just half a second there, and sometimes that's all it takes is the Banelings are rolling through. They are off creep, though, so the Marines will be able to pull back. Wayne lost a lot of supply there. He killed quite a few Marines. Those Marines are going to be reproduced immediately, and I think that might have been too many Lings and Banes going down for the Zerg. I'm shocked at how low his supply is after that. It looked like such a good start to the fight. He's trying to get into Ultras, but he needs to just get as many units out as possible right now because he needs to mount a defense. Again, his creep spread is fantastic. ByuN finally going to clear some of this in the middle, but that's still only pushing it back to the halfway point of the map. He has cleared all of this, though. ByuN taking this low ground with just a handful of Marines. Wayne's going to push back up here. Some Blinding Clouds going down, forcing the Marines to pull backwards. Widowmine's not getting good hits, but there's 3 siege tanks here. And finally, Widowmine's getting some connections. Wayne, well, he is kind of just throwing money away here. Kills another tank on the way out at least. But these are not great trades for him. Take a look at the resources lost. 5,000 resources in favor of ByuN right now. And despite the 89 drones for Wayne, ByuN now has a bit of an opportunity. Oh no, Ultra coming from the wrong direction. It's all on its own. I don't think these Ultras are going to be doing well at all against this Bioforce of ByuN. That upgrade lead Wayne had is now gone. His 3-3 is not quite done yet, and he is just running units in one at a time. Ultras getting killed, a handful of Lings getting killed. He needs to take better fights than these, and right now the Banelings are just not getting the connections they're looking for. And I think ByuN's going to have too much. He's starting to just push right into Wayne's side of the map here, right onto creep. He's going to take down Wayne's 6th base. In the meantime, this drop coming in, it is going to get cleared up, but it's bringing Wayne out of position very far, and that's going to allow ByuN to push into this 5th base. Maybe take it down, but it looks like Wayne has enough to push this back for now. This bio is trading so well, though. The supplies are much closer. Big problem here for Wayne is he has nothing to punish these medevacs. I think the Vipers might have died earlier, so they're not here to drop parasitic bombs even on these medevacs. And I don't think Wayne knows about that 4th base down there. He might be thinking he's against a 3-base Terran right now. That is not the case. ByuN's mining is fantastic. Yeah, Wayne completely in the dark about both of these bases. He really needs to mine these minerals out. Finally, he's going to start mining them out. He did at least keep his 5 bases alive. But he keeps trading so incredibly inefficiently. Finally, ByuN's supply getting knocked down a little bit here. But now we're up to 7,000 resources of difference. The fungals can help quite a bit, but this position for ByuN is just insane against the Ultras. The Ultras literally can't go in here. ByuN continuing to push forward. Wayne is going for the counterattack. Oh my god, I talked about this literally 8 minutes ago, I think. But the ghosts are out. I heard snipes, and those Ultras are going to have a tough time against that. The Lings are finding a nice little position here. ByuN's going to lift up the base and pull the SCVs away. Not really what you want to see as the Terran, though. So this is a great counterattack out of Wayne. Even getting on top of some of these Marines that are coming down alone. ByuN will come clear it out. Wayne, though, going to chase back. Oh, no, I don't like this. I don't like this. The snipes. The fungal doesn't actually hit anything. The Ultras are doing okay here, but yeah, they can't retreat. The snipe's going to kill almost everyone. The tank from downtown gets one more kill. This tank has 36 kills. Oh my god, this tank is the MVP. I haven't seen a unit with that many kills in a long time in a game of StarCraft. ByuN's going to be able to retake his 4th base. He did lose some workers, but not a ton. And he's got this 5th planetary at the gold base as well. So while Wayne is taking a 6th, he's retaking this 6th. So I guess that one down there is a 7th. He does some economic damage on the other side of the map. But ByuN maintains the army supply lead. And he's going to push in here now. Both players have 3-3. The upgrades are equalized. The base goes down. ByuN just picks up and gets out of there. I don't think we have any other tech from Wayne. Not going into lurkers. He's just going to stay on Ling Bane Ultra with some investors coming out. I think the Vipers all died and have never been replaced. There's a nice fungal here. The Ultra's going to get on top of some of this bio. There's no follow-up fungal, though, to hold these units in place. The Lings and Banes, or the Lings and Ultras, rather, just trying to get the connections, ByuN trading as well as he can, and then picking up to leave. But at the same time, he's hitting up at this base, and the spread from Wayne is just not enough to handle both sides. I think he might lose that 5th base while also dropping into this 7th. Going to pick back up and head home now. But he's done so much damage here. 11 drones going down. The worker count now in favor of ByuN. The 5th base does die. Well, the 7th stays alive. It is now back to a 5-base Wayne. And oh no, 2 more Ultras go down for free. And I think Wayne is running out of steam here, guys. He's down 50 supply. Oh, the fungal is kind of nice. But ByuN's just going to run home. He's going to remax. He still has this position down here. And Wayne is in a tough spot. He's in a tough spot. Ultras can be great. But when the Terran's ahead, I think they're happy to see Ultras. Once they have Ghosts out, those Ultras really lose their punch, lose their power. Wayne trying to take his gold now. Of course, ByuN's been mining his for a while. He's got a lot of income right now. Wayne is on 61 drones. That is just not where you want to be as the Zerg. The scan forward. Wayne is going to be forced to engage to defend this position, but ByuN might just have too much. The army supply of Wayne is dropping. It looks like he's going to force the lift up, getting a few kills on the backside. But the planetary up here is going to stop Wayne from pushing further in. Wayne down to 140 supply right now. ByuN is down to 168, so he's not maxed anymore. It still feels like such a good position for him. This base is getting very low for Wayne on minerals. He's not mining any gas at it, but he's floating so much gas right now. He's so focused on spending on Lings that he's just been running out of minerals constantly. There's 22 more lings. There are some corruptors coming out. It looks like Wayne has teched forward a little bit, but it's not a greater spire. It's just a regular spire. I actually feel like greater spire here could be kind of sick if he went for like one big push. ByuN doesn't have any Vikings out or anything to deal with that. I don't know what these corruptors are for. I guess to kill the medevacs? Wayne's going to try to come in here and stop this base from going down. Oh, but the snipes. Wayne trying to push forward. I'm surprised he's going so far in. Oh, I don't know about that one. That was not a good trade. Snipes on the retreat here. Wayne looking to get some fungals. Oh, that one whiffs. ByuN pulls back already. A lot of ByuN supply did go down there, and it looks like the corruptors might be able to kill the CC. Not quite yet. 13 SCVs died. ByuN's down to 61 workers. This could certainly be worse for Wayne. But it feels like every time he fights, it's not getting better. He is now down 11,000 resources in the trades. And ByuN, I mean, he's getting so well set up down here. If he gets this base set up as a planetary, it's going to be very difficult for Wayne to push in. Meanwhile, ByuN dropping to the upper left-hand side. Wayne sending some units up there to deal with it. Got to make sure to keep enough here for the defense as well. And that's going to be this base going down once again. The drones are going to burrow to try to stay alive, but they're going to get scanned and killed. Ultras and Lings coming down to protect them, but the snipes going down. Oh my god. There's no detection. The ghosts are just going to cloak and trade so well with all of this, and everything here goes down for Wayne. He's going to try to counter push, but he just lost a base and 10 workers. The scan sees the Ultra, or the Infestor, excuse me, as Wayne tries to kill this planetary. I think he'll kill the planetary, but at what cost? EMP, so only one fungal lands. It's going to pull back. 12 SCVs dying and a base, but oh my god, all the Ultras going down, every single one. And Wayne is just running out of money here, running out of juice. I've said that a few times, but it feels like it's just getting harder and harder for him as ByuN now pushes in, counterattacking straight into the heart of the Zerg. Ultras are popping at the perfect spot here for Wayne. That Ultra was a crucial part, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Wayne down to 119 army supply, or 119 supply, excuse me, and he's going to be forced to tap out as ByuN pushes through. Very solid series there, though. And a game 3 that, well, honestly, I felt like ByuN was ahead in. Every time ByuN started to take an advantage, it felt like Wayne did pull it back. And that supply wasn't quite as close. Or wasn't quite as distant, I guess, as you'd expect. I thought ByuN was going to be way higher, but then all of a sudden he'd fall down to 160. Wayne holding on there for a very long time, but unable to keep his bases alive. Unable to do comparable damage to his opponent. He did a little bit of damage here and there. Killing some SCVs. Took that base down at the end, but it just wasn't quite enough. Wasn't quite as much as ByuN was getting done. And the inefficiency really caught up with him. I think the Viper and Infestor action really needed to happen there. But ByuN gets the 2-1 victory. And he will now go on to face the Korean version of Wayne, Dark.